I say,
top billin'. Yo, what up, Eagles fam? I know you saw what I saw, and I know you were thinking what I'm thinking, or what I was thinking the minute I saw that former Bears safety Eddie Jackson was released. Obviously, the connection with Vic Fangio immediately came to my mind. I'm thinking like, okay, a veteran presence to go next to, of course, one Reed Blankenship and another in Hunt 'em Down Brown, my man Sidney Brown. Hopefully he recovers from his injury in time to start camp. So having a veteran presence of someone who actually knows Vic Fangio's scheme and thrived in it, I think could be worth its weight in gold. However, I'm going to actually say the Eagles should pass on Eddie Jackson. And that hurts me, right? As a cat who's he's a safety, a safety savant. Played the position. I study the position to this day. I'll just take random days out and just study safeties, man. I miss being a safety. And, Eddie Jackson's one of the better safeties I would think of the past however many years, right? Combination safety. I actually covered him when he was at Alabama, so that's how far back I go with Eddie Jackson. And he was switched from corner to safety, right, which happens to a lot of safeties there. So he has that kind of positional versatility. But, man, sometimes the writing should be on the wall, and sometimes you should take heed to it. Check this out. My man Eddie Jackson, two-time Pro Bowler, one-time All-Pro here, played 12 games this past season. Let's go back and look at it. This will be his age 31 season. So he's played 12 games the past 2 seasons. So he's missed 5 games, or actually he's missed 10 games over the last 2 years. Not to say that has to continue as a trend, but the older you get, let's be honest, it's not going to get much better for you on the injury front. That's definitely something to look out for because, right, we already had the injury bug bite us last year, and it was a huge reason why we weren't advancing in the playoffs like we know we should have. Now, let's look at the production here, right? I hate looking at blind stats and all that there, but listen, it is what it is on that measure there. He had 4 interceptions in 2022. The year before that, he had none. The year before that, he had none. He has never been that big of a ball-hawking type safety. He had spurts. We see his second year, he had 6 interceptions, 4 interceptions, but he has 15 for his entire career there. So, to me, his work will be mostly done in the box. So, would you rather have him there or someone like Sidney Brown? If Sidney Brown recovers from his injury, obviously Eddie Jackson will be a little bit more expensive, but Sidney Brown is the future, right? So having him take time away from Sidney Brown in Sidney Brown's second year, when Sidney Brown got a lot of playing time last year, not so sure about that right there. Not to mention we did this last season. Went out and traded for Kevin Byard, somebody who I think, as good as Eddie Jackson has been, Kevin Byard has been even better along the same period of time there. So 2-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, and he is known as a ball hawk. He's known as a very versatile player, as you see right here. He has 28 interceptions in his career. He didn't have any his first year. So his first season really started in 2017 with Eddie Jackson as far as getting those turnovers there. And you can see, even last year he had four interceptions there. 5. So 28 interceptions. And generally speaking, right, we saw what he did. Obviously trying to adjust to a new scheme during the season. It didn't go that well. Kevin Byard, in my opinion, didn't play that well at all. He definitely doesn't warrant the type of contract that I saw that he has. Maybe had he played better, I would think to justify it. But when you have 2 young safety, one will be in the 3rd year, the other will be in the 2nd year, how can you really justify that? I would think you would look for a cheaper option than a Kevin Byard, or you would look for one who played better last season, is maybe a little bit younger. Well, his age as well, so he should be around the same age. It doesn't say it here, but obviously we know he's also, I believe, 30 years old. Might be 31 years old now that I think about it, but I think he still has some good football left in him, but do you want to gamble at that type of price tag? That's why I believe we should target my man Max Melton from my Rutgers Scarlet Knights, a South Jersey native, bring that man back home and watch him do big work. Now, Rutgers and South Jersey aside, I believe the world in this kid's talent. I think he is a phenomenal prospect for the NFL. Very much reminds me of like a Brian Branch that has that type of positional fluidity where we could see him line up in the slot, free safety. He hits like a strong safety. He can do it all, right? You can probably play him at corner in a pinch. You need that type of defensive back on the Philadelphia Eagles because obviously we've shown that we will get multiple injuries, or we have the ability to get multiple injuries across a secondary, and he can fill that many roles and be that impactful. 6 foot 190. My man, this past year, he had 3 interceptions. So the past 3 years, he's had about 8 interceptions, a touchdown, various pass breakups. He can do the damn thing, man. Let's check out a few plays right here. All right, remember, I'm only going to do a few of these right here. I'll do actual film studies on these guys, these prospects, after the pro days, combines, and all that are in, because you get real heights, weights, measures of athleticism and all that to support my analysis that I already think. So keep that in mind. On this one right here, man, you can see his footwork, right? So he plays on the outside. So I project him to play on the inside or even to be moved to safety. But that's just my personal projection here. But look at his feet on this cat right here. Oh, look at him run it for the receiver. Jakob played him. Absolutely played him, right? You can see right here going against my man, Talia Tungavaloa. You can see him come up out of this, right? Come up out of this pedal. So he takes an outside approach to this to get that inside leverage. But I want you to watch how his feet work right here. Look at that. Transition right there while keeping his eyes on the prize. You can see him right now looking dead into a Talia Tungavaloa's eyes, right? He'll get 2 or 2 eventually, but unless they're on the same team. He'll get them in practice though, but you can see right there on his out route, nothing to it but to do it right there. Man, look at the trend. I just want you to look at the transition. This is the stuff you need to pay attention to, right? Stop looking at the results of a play and look at how those results are derived. But look at him undercut this after transitioning absolutely perfectly, get himself an interception there. Come on. That type of awareness, right, in man coverage or off man coverage or in zone, ability to flip his hips and all that. This is the type of guy you want on the inside. Not too many guys can do that. And I know that we have Isaiah Rodgers in the fold. No doubt about that. We'll see what he brings to the table there. But you need guys who can play that position, play on the outside, play safety. We need one of those Swiss Army guys. Maddox is like that, but I wouldn't trust Maddox anymore with his injury history. We need someone to replace him. All right, this time, obviously in severe off-man coverage, able to keep his eyes on the prize. When he can keep eyes on the prize, which would be Vic Fangio scheme a lot, you can't play him. Cannot play him right. You cannot eye some shit like this, right? You're trying to eye a curl route. Not going to happen, right? You were hoping that he would run off, but he takes presence at the sticks, knowing that, hey, at the very least, I can flip my hips and run with this guy. And you can see he's already in panic mode. He's thinking like, shit, this guy ain't biting. Please don't throw this ball over here. Runs a lazy ass route. My boy Melton getting himself another joint right there. South Jersey in the building. Remember, my projection is him on the inside. He plays on the outside, and he's doing stuff on film that the Philadelphia Eagles will do under Vic Fangio. Same deal right here. This is zone coverage. So eyes on the prize. You can make a real strong case that he's more solid at this than a Keely Ringo or maybe even in Eli Ricks. Think about that. You see this right here? Nope, not going to play him. Look at that. Inside out squeeze. You see him immediately take shape, shuffle back to the sideline on some JB, James Bradbury type stuff right here. But look at him eyeing the out route here from the inside. Still zone coverage. You work vertically, but if you feel like you can make a play on this right here and you have the help, right? Actually, he does not have the help right there. So he had to be very sure that this wasn't some type of pump and go or something like that. But once the quarterback commits to it there, he's on it. Breaking it up right there. Let's see it one more time, full speed. Look at that. Hell of a play right there. Zone awareness and zone recognition from a guy who can play multiple positions. And he'll light you up, too.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.